mystery of the world. They were just so all-around awful, you could hardly believe they were real. Ralph, Imogen, Leroy, Claude, Ollie, and Gladys. 6 skinny, stringy-haired kids all alike, except for being different sizes and having different black and blue places. We figured they were headed straight for hell, by way of the state penitentiary, until they got themselves mixed up with our Christmas pageant. The best Christmas pageant ever, by Barbara Robinson.
The first pageant rehearsal was usually about as much fun as a 3-hour ride on the school bus. This rehearsal, though, was different. Everybody shut up and settled down right away, for fear of missing something awful that the Herdmans might do. They got there 10 minutes late, sliding into the room like a bunch of outlaws about to shoot up a saloon. My mother said,
"And here's the Herdman family. We're glad to see you all."
Probably the biggest lie ever said right out loud in church. And there they sat, the closest things to criminals that we knew about. Mother started to separate everyone into angels and shepherds and guests at the inn. But right away she ran into trouble.
Who are the shepherds?
Leroy Herdman wanted to know.
Where'd they come from?
Claude asked.
Let them in!
It's like a motel where people go to spend the night. What happened first?
Imogen hollered at my mother.
Begin at the beginning.
The thing was, the Herdmans didn't know anything about the Christmas story. Mother said she had better begin by reading the Christmas story from the Bible.
Joseph and Mary, his espoused wife, being graced with child.
Yelled Ralph Herdman. Well, that stirred things up. Mother had to hammer on the floor with a blackboard pointer.
That's enough, Ralph.
Mother made me sit next to Imogen Herdman. I wasn't crazy to sit next to Imogen, but she didn't even notice me. How much anyways?
Shut up. I want to hear her.
I couldn't believe it. The Herdmans were famous for never paying attention to anyone. Teachers, parents, the truant officer, the police. Yet here they were, taking in every word.
What's that?
They would yell whenever they didn't understand. When Mother read about there being no room at the inn, Imogen's jaw dropped.
My goodness. Not even for Jesus?
Well, now, after all, nobody knew the baby was going to turn out to be Jesus.
What was that they laid the baby in? Like that manger? Is that like a bed? Why would they have a bed in a barn?
That's just the point. They didn't have a bed in the barn, so Mary and Joseph had to use whatever there was. What would you do if you had a new baby and no bed to put the baby in?
We put Gladys in the bureau drawer.
Well, there you are. You didn't have a bed for Gladys, so you had to use something else.
Oh, we had a bed, only Ollie was still in it and he wouldn't get out.
Anyway, Mary and Joseph used the manger. A manger is a large wooden feeding trough for animals.
What were those wadded up clothes?
The what?
You read about it. She wrapped them in wadded up clothes.
Swaddling clothes. Long ago, people used to wrap their babies in large pieces of material. It made the babies feel cozy and comfortable.
You mean they tied him up and threw him in a feed box? Where was the child welfare?
And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone around the man.
Shazam! Out of the black night, the horrible bandits, the mighty marvel.
I don't know what you're talking about, Gladys. This is the angel of the Lord, who comes to the shepherds in the field and...
Out of nowhere, right? In the black night, right?
Well, in a way. Now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem, saying...
What does it mean, wise men? Were they like school teachers? That spell means like the President of the United States.
Why, that's very close, Claude. Actually, they were kings.
Well, it's about time. Maybe they'll tell the innkeeper where to get off and get the baby out of the barn.
Then he came to King Herod, and the Herdmans never heard of him either.
It was Herod who sent the wise men to find the baby Jesus. He planned to have the baby Jesus put to death.
My goodness, he just got born and already they're out to kill him.
The Erdmans wanted to know all about Herod. I figured they liked him. He was so mean he could have been their ancestor. Herod Erdman. But I was wrong.
Who's gonna be Herod in this play?
We don't show Herod in our pageant.
And they all got mad. They wanted somebody to be Herod so they could beat up on him. And they left the first rehearsal arguing about whether Joseph should have set fire to the inn or just chase the innkeeper into the next camp.